Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome to our webinar for tonight.
Hello everyone, great to see you again. We are going to start tonight, as we normally would, with just a few housekeeping things for those who are new with us, and then we'll look at the recognitions. So you'll notice for those who are new, you probably have, or you'll be muted, so you can't say anything. The reason for that is because if everybody was able to talk all at once, it'd be mayhem, so everybody's muted. I'm going to probably try something different tonight. I'm going to unmute somebody to talk to them. So we'll see how that works, because that's not something we've done before. Now, on the right side, or presumably on the right side of your screen, there's a chat section, so you can type in questions or comments that you want to make there. So just to test it, can somebody write in it, can you hear us and see us? Well, that's not a good start. We haven't got anything from anybody? Oh, yes, we have. There we are. Sorry. Can see it here. Wonderful. Okay. Is there anything you wanted to talk about before we go into the recognitions?
No, just do the recognitions first. That's fine.
So we're going to turn our screen off and put the recognitions up so that you can either screenshot them or just simply wait until we broadcast or post the video. So let me just turn off the video over here. Turn that off. Show the main screen, or this on first. There, and then show the main screen.
What happened there?
Oops, I don't know what happened there. We go there. Okay, so can you see the PowerPoint?
Has Mike been playing? What did you say, Tonya? Has Mike been playing for Collingwood?
Yeah, no, Tonya, I haven't been playing for Collingwood. This is my umpire's shirt, and I don't umpire anything, but everybody at work gives me heaps about it. So okay, thank you for that. Yes, we can. Okay. So let me just move on to the next screen. There. Okay, so these are the top sales for October and the top recruiters. Yeah, I'll move that over a second. Irene D, again at the top of the ladder, and you never cease to amaze us, 7,500 PRV. Now, that's pretty damn impressive. And Cindy Gascoigne, 5,200 PRV. That's another estimate. In fact, all of these numbers are. Anita Bush, 4,000. Erin Stafferton, Christy McShane, Danielle Brown, Erin Joy McIntosh, Nat Ryder, Sue Bland, Hayley Flack, Beth Holmes, Megan Oliver, Chelsea Tanner, and Renee Wiley. Those are outstanding numbers. We're going to have to get...
2,000.
Yeah, I know. We're going to have to get Anita or Cindy or Irene or somebody on here to tell us how they do it, because that's outstanding effort, ladies. Good job.
If I can just say something about Irene D. Irene D is just amazing. She actually cares for her mother, and so she does about 30 to 35 parties a week.
No,
I mean, sorry, in a month. Sorry.
That's a good effort.
No, in a month, sorry. And because she's very focused, so she knows that she has to earn a certain amount, and so she is just an amazing person.
And Cindy, according to Tonya, you're an animal. I think that's a bit harsh. So the top recruiters, Christy McPherson, awesome.
Yay, Christy.
4. Christy McShane, Shiana Ham, Antoinette Joyce, and Gemma Ely with 3 each. Jessica Samuels, Claire Hancox, Emma Dwyer, J. Lee Joyce, Catherine Howitt, Nicole Ratajek, and Melanie Reid, all with 2 each. And then there was a whole swag of consultants with 1 recruit for the month. So that was a really good effort by everybody as well. So thank you for that. You did really, really well. And makes us happy, makes everybody happy, because everybody wins. So moving on, promotions for this month. So all these people promoted from essential to certified. Alicia Casson, Shelby Cassels, Leah Reynolds, Ashley Reeves, Jennifer Smith, Teresa Nisenka, Taylor Khan, Lisa Gilliams, Catherine Luck, Joanne Burns, Stephanie Denley, Rebecca Coombs, Joanna Argiat, Kylie Hogan, Rowena Millyard, Lani Robertson, Alana Close, Tracy Pocock, Tracy Furman, Janelle Darkin, Kira Melan, Benita Purdy, Rebecca Clamp, Sarah Beaton, Jacqueline Goss, Claire McCarthy, Tali McCarthy, Tanya Bassett, Rebecca Dalton, Kyla Mamoni, Alana Leonard, Erica Wood, Taryn Shepherd. Looks like a spelling mistake.
Yeah, no, Andrea Geard is another person.
Okay, so Taryn Shepherd, Andrea Geard, Cody Field, Charmaine Swampole, Nerida Campbell, Sky Jessup, Tina Timmermans, Shani Coyle, Katie Lunn, Susan Evans, Rexy Chide, Debbie Luckett, Jenny Moran, Moran, Nadine Schilder, Christy Dyson, Rebecca Hammett, Rebecca Williamson, Hope Chilcott, Carolyn Duffy, Cindy Paul, Kelly Slate, Lisa Anderson, Camille Masters, Rebecca Irving, Jade Mitchell, Lisa Salter, Krista George, Jessica Dennis, Dorothy Wasson, Cassandra Georgie, Natasha Calderaro, Sarah Barber, Fiona Rains, Sarah Stevenson, Magenta Rose Sutton, Megan Davey, Jodie Gillett, Julie Milne, and Cindy Marie Cooper. Oh, and Catherine Howard, Nancy Taipari, Jaylee Joyce, that's supposed to be, that's all double up. We've already said all these names. Anna Jones, Madeline Henderson, and Samantha Taylor. So I think there's a couple of double ups there. So that's a really, really good effort. I think there is a total of 77 consultants from the group this month, last month, October, who certified. So that's a really, really good result. So well done there. Now you can keep an eye on it in case anybody says anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so our new lead consultants for October, Marlena Wamsley and Antoinette Joyce. Now, they've got stars next to them. The reason for that is because they've double promoted. So they've gone from essential consultants, essential, to certified and to lead, all in the same month. So that's
it's good effort.
That's really well done. Also, Caitlin Pertrasat, Emma Dwyer, Nicola Sutherland, Malika Kelly, Jessica Joyce, Helen Blaney, Jessica Hobbs, Renee Taylor, Saffron Taylor-Halpin, Megan Oliver, Amber Donald, Danielle Barton, Hayley Flack, and Beth Holmes. So good job, ladies. Star consultants, there are 4 new ones. Claire Hancock's with the asterisk means that she double promoted, so she's gone from certified to lead to star consultant all in a month, along with Christy Poe, Naomi Brown, and Ashley Clark. Superstar consultants, 3 of them, Renee Wiley, Jessica Samuels, and Banana Shianahan.
Sorry, Shiana.
Yeah. So congratulations there. And 2 directors, or 2 people reaching director stats this month, Irene D, good job, and Angela Purdy, lovely to have you.
So well done, everybody, for everything that you've done this month.
Way.
Yeah, you have.
Hang on, I've lost control. Okay. I had my Wheaties this morning. I lost control of my scrolling finger.
Okay.
You need to go back there.
Yeah, no. Okay. Now, I'm sure that my husband Mark has actually pronounced some of those names wrong. So if we do pronounce your name wrong, can you please let us know how to pronounce it so that we don't get it wrong the next time?
Or you could just let us continue to embarrass ourselves, which is totally fine.
Okay, now I want to just talk about some news that's come up, and you've probably heard a lot of this on your workstation or just with the news tab. The Christmas cutoff date is the 10th of December. Now, I spoke to Jessie, and she said right now that's just across the board, 10th of December. They may have to adjust that as time gets closer to Christmas, but at the moment the cutoff for everybody is the 10th of December. We've just received information about the World Tour registration, or the World Tour, and the registration starts the 10th of November. So everybody that is keen to go, they need to start registering on that day. Please invite your prospective consultants or new recruits. A great opportunity for them to to come and see what Sensi's all about.
And your downline?
Yeah, downline. The cities that are visited just that affects us in New Zealand and Australia is Perth, obviously, is the 1st of February, Brisbane the 4th, Sydney is the 6th, Melbourne is the 8th, Hobart the 10th, and I know that Nat Ryder is really happy that they're going to Hobart, which is great this year, or next year. Auckland, New Zealand, which is amazing. They're going to go to New Zealand, which is fantastic. It's the 12th of February. So that's something that we've all got to look forward to, which is fantastic. Okay. Now, I had a session with Jessie 2 days ago and just found out some information. The New Zealand double charges, I know that there's been a lot of complaints about that. Jessie said that there's changes with the banks that will be taking place next week, so you should be able to see an improvement in that. But she did say that if there is any other issues to let them know immediately. But they've had talks, and from what she said, that things will be changing as of next week. The diffuser kits. The kits have arrived in the warehouse and are going through quality checks now, so they should be available soon. As soon as everything's been checked, then it'll go on for it to be available. So hopefully that will happen, if not by the end of this week, by next week. Okay, the shipping. This has been a concern to a lot of people where a couple of consultants have actually received not only Sensi in Arbonne boxes, but I think there was a consultant that actually got some free Arbonne as well, which is actually very embarrassing. So Che and Chuck are well aware of this, and they said that it would not happen again. If there's any other issues, then you're to let them know. Just so that you understand, there's about 4 different direct selling companies that are all packed in the same warehouse, which is no excuse because it shouldn't happen. But just to let you know that there's 4 different companies that are being packed at the same place. So I don't know what's happening there, but it's going to be looked into, and they've assured us that it wouldn't happen again. Okay, the car bars, black raspberry and vanilla, and vanilla bean buttercream have been on back order, and they should be available for next week. So that's just a bit of info that I just wanted to let you know. If you have any questions on that, we'll have a question time at the end, but just feel free to write any questions that you've got down as we go along. Bubbles is sold out, as you all know, so it'll be interesting to see when we get our next buddy. So that's exciting. Okay.
Alrighty, so
it's Mark's turn.
My turn. I need to turn this off, though, dear, because I need. And how do I do that? I don't know how to use your computer because I need to get back to the thing so I can see this.
Well, then you do escape.
Escape?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, and we need to go back to the webcam. So we'll turn that off. Go back to the webcam. Okie dokie. Can you see us now and hear us?
I want free Arbonne. Who wrote that?
Tony, you're out of control. Yes, okay, so yes, you can see us and you can hear us. No, can see, can't hear.
Felicity, you can't hear, honey.
There's not much. There have to be settings on your computer.
On your computer.
Because everybody else seems to be able to see and hear us.
No other way around.
Okay. Well, can see but can't hear. All right. It's probably not a bad thing. I can't see you. Okay, so some people can't see us, some people can't hear us, so that's a bonus. We'll put you together and you're right. I can't really do much about that. So everybody else seems to be able to see and hear us, so I'm sorry, ladies, for those that can't. So we're going to do a giveaway. And what are we giving away this time? We're going to do 2 like we normally do. So one's now, one's further at the end. But what are we giving away first? Okay,
the first thing that we're going to give away is a selection of stickers from the family store. There's the customer order stickers, assorted stickers, the join stickers, thank you stickers, and fundraiser stickers. And also a stack of Sensi pens. So that will go to the person.
Right, so I'll take care of that. So what we decided to do, we're going to do 2 giveaways each time. And we didn't want to just pick a number all the time because that's a little boring. And we thought, well, we don't want to do product knowledge stuff all the time because then that sort of penalises those who are new and don't know all the product stuff. So what we've decided to do is do one of each. So this first one is going to be a number. Don't write anything yet because you don't know what I'm going to ask. And then the second one later in the webinar will be about product knowledge. Okay, so what I'm going to do, oh, hang on, what are you writing down? Top secret numbers?
Or which one?
Oh, okay. So on this envelope, because we're highly technical and very professional here, I cover up the address. On this other side of this envelope is a number that I've written down. And what I want you to do, it's a number between 1 and 100, and the first person to get it right will win. Okay, so 50% is no great. So start writing down numbers. Okay, we've got 24, 55, 17, 14. Nope, 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 nope. Oops, someone's very close. No, no, not yet. No, that was close. It wasn't it. Nobody's got it yet. I can't read these numbers fast enough to read them to you. You're out of control, people. How many times? As many times as you want. Just keep guessing numbers. Jackie? Okay. Oh, gee, you're fast, you people. Keep going. I haven't found one yet. Lots of people picking the same numbers over and over again. No.
Maybe do it for the other one.
That's okay. All right, what I'm going to say now is, because we're going on and on, so we're going to say, oh my goodness, I can't keep up. It's between 50 and 100. So we've got, oh geez, the numbers are coming faster than I can see them. No, nobody's got it yet. Keep going.
So between 50 and 100, everyone.
Yeah, so a few people, yeah, look, Jackie, 484 is over 100, so that's not it. And Felicity, 32 is under 50, so that's not it either.
Between 50 and 100.
And no, we still haven't got it, so I'm going to say, oh, somebody's close. There's a couple of real close ones there. Okay, I'm going to say it's between 50 and 75. And everybody's dancing around. I can't believe nobody's got it yet. Oh, there you go. We have a winner. If you're looking at the screen, I'm going to flick it over. I don't know if you can see that backwards and frontwards, but it's 73.
73.
So Jackie Reynolds.
Jackie,
I'm going to take your mute button off. See if I can find Jackie. Let's talk to her. Jackie Reynolds, mute. Unmute Jackie Reynolds. Yes, please. Jackie, can we hear you? Jackie?
Yeah.
Are you there?
Oh, hello.
Hello, Jackie. It's Mark Tobias, and how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You just won.
Yay!
you just won a whole bunch of stickers, girl.
So
Thank you.
we will have some communications with you after to sort out how we get them to you. But what we'll do is just order them from the family store and send them directly to you, okay?
No worries. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to put you back on mute so we can keep going. Thanks again.
Okay. Thanks.
Oh, that was kind of fun. I like that idea, taking people off mute.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Thanks for everybody for having a go at that. Oops. There we go.
Thank you.
All right. So what I'll do now is I'm going to turn the video back off and we will go back to the Prezzo. So show the main screen, show and play. And just to be certain, can you see the PowerPoint now? Anybody? Yes. Okay, sweet.
That's excellent. Okay.
Good job, Jackie.
No, that's my turn here. Okay. Now, what I wanted to talk about tonight was just in the last few weeks there's been quite a lot of negativity amongst consultants about certain things, and so I thought tonight that I would actually cover some things on objections and how we can overcome them and roadblocks in our businesses. So the first thing that I'm going to say is just if you look at the PowerPoint presentation, let me just move this over here. The dictionary defines objections as an expression of disapproval or opposition and an adverse reason or statement. Objections in reality are an expression of concern. So when someone has an objection, they're obviously concerned about a particular thing. So, whether it's a host or whether it's a customer, everybody at some point in their lifetime, especially in business, will have some concerns. Instead of looking at an objection as a problem, what we need to do is change our focus and look at it as an unanswered question or concern. So I come up with 5 steps to answering questions and concerns. The first thing you need to do is to be prepared, especially if you're dealing with customers and hosts. You need to be prepared. You need to know your product and the operations of your business. So if a customer is concerned about a particular product, you need to have the knowledge to be able to answer her question. Or for example, if a host has an issue or a concern about the way that we do our parties or anything like that, we need to have a perfect knowledge of how we operate our businesses, which I think is really important. The second thing to do is to try and understand what is really going on. Oftentimes, we all know that there's people out there that are just totally negative, and they're negative about just everything. But there are a lot of people that actually have really good concerns, or really, an actual concern that needs to be addressed. And so what we need to try and do is to understand what is really going on. You'll get a customer that's really irate or upset about something. You need to really just, find out basically what the problem is, which means, to acknowledge the fact that there is a problem and show empathy towards them so that they feel like they are important, which leads to the next thing, which was we need to do a lot of listening. What do they say? That we're born with 2 ears and 1 mouth, that we need to listen more than we speak.
Should listen twice as much as you speak because you've got 2 ears.
Yeah, so we need to listen and try to understand what is going on with our customers or our hosts. And I'll also put in here, as far as like our team members to our downline. Sometimes there's problems within our teams, or with a particular teammate that, has an issue. We need to try and listen and try to understand what their issue is, and, we need to hear we often hear things, but do we actually understand what they're trying to say to us? So that's important. And then of course the last thing to do is to identify and then negotiate a resolution or to answer the concern. So I just think that, a lot of times that's just life. There's always going to be some kind of an objection in our business, whether it's a consultant, whether it's a team member, a host or a customer. So we just need to have a look at this and then and always be prepared of how we're going to deal with a situation when it comes up. That's an important part about being a leader. As a leader, we need to listen, we need to try and understand, and we need to know how to find solutions to problems.
Can I jump in there for a second?
Yeah.
For those of you that know, my normal job is a police officer, and I run a major police station here in Perth, and so I have 60 staff. And so there are always HR issues to discuss, and people get upset with each other. And also, being a police station, we get lots of people coming in complaining about things. And it's, in my experience, that not always the case, because some people are just unable to be reasoned with. But in most cases, I find that when someone wants to make a complaint about something, they're upset about something, if I do these things that Glynis has talked about, and in particular listen to what they have to say, acknowledge the fact that they're upset and that there's cause for whatever it is that's made them upset, it goes a long way to have the resolution process. It goes a long way for them to actually stop and listen to what you have to say. On occasions where I've seen other officers who will get just as upset at the person, and it just escalates from there. So being able to have that listening skill, just to sit and listen to the person before speaking, because that allows you to then identify what the issue is that Glynis had mentioned. They feel like they're being listened to, and then in 90% of the cases, they slow down, they calm down, and you can go there, move on from there in terms of finding a resolution. Yeah,
no, that's good. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. I need to move those.
Nobody else can see that, only you, but if you put it in the middle, then you get to see both.
Oh, okay. Okay, so some of the I just thought I'd just list a few things, like for example, like common objections in our own business, to do with customers or hosts. Someone might say, well, I don't have time to have a party. I've got no money. I've got no friends. They're worried. They get complaints about products being out of stock or running out, like with the buddies when they run out, they missed out on them. Like the diffusers are too expensive, shipping costs. I can't understand why we're paying shipping costs. Deliveries is an issue. So I just put just a couple of little things as solutions. I mean, there's always a lot of solutions that you can have to each of these things, but I just put a couple in there. So like, for example, that someone says they've got no time. Well, you can offer them another option, like they can have a basket party or a catalogue party, so it's just an easy thing, it's not something that's really in the too hard basket. No money, that's a perfect time to mention about hosting a party themselves and taking advantage of the host rewards. No friends. Well, that's a great time to say to them, well, if you invite the few friends that you do have, tell them to bring a friend, and it's a good opportunity for you to get to know your neighbours as well. So there's always a solution to anything that they might say. When things run out of stock, we need to be at all times clear with time on limited products and make sure that they all understand that these buddies are only available while stocks last. And they have to understand that if they want them, they need to get in and order them and don't wait. Because then if they do miss out, then it is their own fault. When like the diffusers are too expensive, well, then this is an opportunity where you can say, well, first of all, our diffusers are not the most expensive in the world, and I think the most expensive one is like $435, and it doesn't come with a warranty, a lifetime warranty. And also you can, that's another opportunity to bring up, if they host a party, then they've got the opportunity to earn it half price. So, that's the simple solutions to them. I mean, you're always still going to get people that will object, but, as long as, you have answers, it's good to kind of think of these objections and then come up with the solutions before somebody actually objects, and then you know what you're going to say. Shipping costs, every company charges shipping costs. Sure, they might not charge 10%, but it's better than having the price increase of our products. That's what I say to people. And I have one lady say to me, she said, "Oh, I'm really glad that the prices didn't go up in the catalogue because, at least with shipping, we can decide and determine how much we're going to spend. But if the prices go up, there's nothing that we can do about that." So that was a really positive outlook on that on behalf of that particular customer of mine. And deliveries, and it's important that you never underestimate the delivery time. Don't overpromise. Like, don't promise that they're going to get here any earlier than what Sensi guarantee. They guaranteed, I think it's 10 working days. So, you can't say, well, you're going to get it in a week, because it just may not happen that way. So that, we just need to, as consultants, we need to make sure that we are not promising something that we can't deliver. So anyhow, that was just a few things that I put up there. Now, I've actually come up with some roadblocks. Now, some of the things that I have actually heard people complaining in the last probably few weeks is, and I call them roadblocks in our businesses, is about the diffuser kits. It's unfortunate that when the diffuser kits arrived in the warehouse that a lot of them were broken. That's something out of our control. I just think that's, you got to look at it, you've got to focus it. You've got to change your mindset, like, for example, if you're able to order a diffuser on one of your party orders to get it half price, then fine, but you do not need to have one to sell one. And they've also got the 3-pack of oils, even if that's all you ordered, just to show them what the oils are like. There's it's simple, but you just have to do what you can afford and what you can do until you can actually get yourself a diffuser. And this was a classic for me, the gingerbread house colour. I couldn't believe how many people complained that one of the pictures, the house was red and not brown. And I'm thinking to myself, if you'd have clicked onto the next thing about the media display or the media flyers that you can use for advertising, if you did your homework and did that, you would have looked and seen that the media information was the correct colour. And not only that, we just need to use our common sense sometimes. gingerbread is brown. Gingerbread house would be brown. So, if you'd have done the homework and the ones that complained and clicked on the media information, they would have seen that the correct flyer. So that's that's a trivial thing, but I just thought it was just really trivial for someone to complain about. Anyhow, the next one is shipping. Now, when I spoke to Jessie, she said that the Home Office is seriously looking now at capping shipping costs at the top end. Nothing's been decided yet, but she did say that I could tell you that they are looking seriously now at capping shipping costs. They didn't do it initially, of course, but now they're taking on board what we are saying to them. And so hopefully we'll have an outcome on that coming up fairly soon. She didn't promise any time frame, but it's, at least it's a positive thing as far as the shipping is concerned and as far as capping. That will make a lot of people happy, I think, especially on the top end. So there were just a few different things that I had there. Okay. Is there any questions on anything that I've talked about now at the moment? Nothing yet? Okay. All right. So the next slide. Okay, this leads me actually to the next point I wanted to talk about, was just the negativity that we find ourselves surrounded by other consultants and by just people in general. So I just wanted to touch a little bit about negative behaviour. I've got negative behaviour is something we all have all experienced. Some people can be naturally negative in how they respond to things, while others can become negative given the wrong circumstances. The truth is, negativity is like a virus. It can spread through a team, become a habit, and affect our businesses. So as leaders, what can we do to handle negative behaviour in our teams to ensure it does not have a ripple effect? The best thing to do is to deal with it before it has a chance to escalate and affect the team. When negative behaviour takes hold within a team, it is very difficult to eradicate it. And the first thing I think of is social media. If you have an issue or a problem, going on social media and complaining about it is not going to give you a solution to the problem. The best thing to do is to go to your sponsor or your director or home office or customer support. They're the people that are going to be able to answer your questions to the problems that you have, not social media. Because what happens is that you get on social media, and if someone complains and goes off about a particular issue, then all those negative people that just look for negative things are going to come on, and all those new recruits that come on and read all this would just be a turn-off for them, and it doesn't help them get excited about their businesses. So it's just something just to be careful of. And I'm talking in general here. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm just talking in general and just what I've actually observed.
So when I say to you, happiness is a choice when you're angry, that's
yes,
a good thing?
You're not allowed to tell me that when I'm angry, no. Okay, there's a 6-step process to handle negative behaviour. First of all, you have to assess the situation. Second, you have a conversation with the team member, and I'm talking if it's within your team. So if you've got someone in your team that is very negative, you find out what the problem is with that particular person. Then you have a conversation with them, ask questions and to find out, what's going on. You advise them to avoid commenting on social media. It's most important when you get new recruits to be clear about your team ethics and what your team is all about, because I think understanding that helps them to feel like they're part of the team, and also it enables them to be able to know how they should act and behave, and of course 6 is to resolve the situation. So our teams are made up, and just like I did when I gave Fast and Fabulous last year, I gave a talk on presentation on team, and I referred to our teams as being like a box of crayons. We're all different. We're tall, we're short, we're fat, we're skinny. We just got all different personalities, but we all make up a team. And we don't get to choose our team most times. If people want to sign up with us, we sign them up. So we just have to. Make sure that we act like a team, I suppose, or make people
follow the Cincy spirit.
Yeah. What do you call it? Ripple effect, the ripple effect, and butterfly effect, and arrows out. Any questions as we're going along? Summary. Remember, the key is to spot the signs of negative behaviour, try to resolve it as early as possible, and therefore Minimize the consequences it can have on your team, your customers, and your hosts. By handling negative behaviour in a proactive way, you can provide safe and harmonious working environments for everybody. Was this one personal
Don't
issues?
read it out loud, just in case.
Yeah, that's true. So that's another thing. I mean, that was just brought up is, when you go on social media, you've got to be careful about your language too and what you say. I mean, if you're being negative to start with, that's not a very positive thing anyhow. But to use negative, bad language or, that's just not being professional. So, we need to at all times be professional in the way that we deal with the public.
Especially with your your business Facebook pages and stuff like that, social media stuff. It's a reflection of you and your business and your business ethics.
Yeah.
So just about being careful.
It's about having a code of conduct. We need to have a code of conduct, and there's certain things that there's a certain behaviour that is required of us as professionals, and a lot of it is just common sense. Okay, moving forward. Now, I tried to summarise this in a way because I thought, the first thing I said is life sucks sometimes. Life doesn't go the way that we want it to go. I mean, we all know that. We've all experienced that in our lives.
And I think there too, if I can just butt in really quickly, darling,
Yeah.
sorry, is that, we all face challenges, but there's always somebody else with another challenge, Sometimes it's employment, sometimes it's sickness. Now, we didn't ask or volunteer for our son Josh to have leukemia. You know what? It just happens, and you do what you can. And so sometimes life does suck.
So we have two choices. We can be negative and complain about our circumstances, or we can change our focus and make lemonade out of lemons, which is a quote that I like to use. If someone hands you lemons, you just make lemonade out of it, and turn it into a positive. Remember, it is not the problem, it is how we handle the problem that is important. Changing our focus means setting new goals to move forward. Sometimes we need to reassess why we started our business in the first place. Ask ourselves, what is my why? It may now be different than when you first started. Before we can set new goals, we need to know where we want to be in a given time frame. So having a clear vision is imperative if you want to see change. Goals need to be set with us personally and with our teams. So, which leads me to the next thing I wanted to discuss.
Just very quickly, Jessica makes a really good point here. In reference to what Glenn was saying before about social media, if you wouldn't say it in front of your grandma, don't say it or do it on social media.
Yeah, that's really great, Jess. That's really cool. Goals. Now, I've got a few points here that I would like to share. And goals. The first thing is to take 100% responsibility for your life and your success. Number 2, decide what you want. Number 3, set specific and measurable goals for all parts of your personal vision. Number 4, break these goals down into specific action steps. And number 5, create affirmations for each one of your goals. 6, practice visualizing your completed goals every day. It's really important to have a vision, I think, just on that. You need to set a goal and then visualize that you're going to achieve that goal. That really, really helps you to achieve the goals that you set. So if you set a goal and you think, I'm never going to achieve it, then what's the point? So you need to have a vision, a clear vision of where you want to be and how you're going to get there.
And then commit to it.
Yeah. Take action on your most important goals every day, except rest days, of course. How are we doing for time?
It's 22.
Okay, now 8, pay the price by doing whatever it takes. So whatever sacrifice we have to make, and this is what it gets down to, and, like with our team members and our downline, you'll get some that are just plod along, which is okay too, because it depends on what everybody wants out of their business. But the ones that really want to succeed, if you really want to succeed in your business, you're going to do whatever it takes to get there.
Just like me today, when I thought about my new suit and the fact that I'm fat, and I was starving hungry this afternoon at work, and I was almost tempted to eat a cake, and I didn't because I want to lose weight.
Well done, dear. Number 9, ask for whatever you need with no fear of rejection. Number 10, ask for and respond to feedback. That's important as well. Number 11, commit to never-ending improvement. We always need to be improving every day. It doesn't matter how small, But as long as we're moving forward instead of going backwards, then we're doing well. Number 12, persist in the face of whatever obstacles you encounter. So we did talk about objections. Like we're always going to have obstacles in life, and it's not the problem, it's how we deal with it. So we need to be more positive. So ask yourself, what can I achieve today that gets me closer to my goal? I'm just going to read this again. I can't read that. Regardless of how far away that goal might seem, overcome those barriers to goal setting one by one. So, as far as goals go, I've always been a goal person. Throughout my whole life, I've always set goals. And I've always I've always been a list person. I write down lists of things I want to do. Like if things get overwhelming, I'll sit down and write a list of the things that I need to do. I just prioritize.
And then hand half of them off to me.
Yeah, that's right. So I write lists to help me achieve the things I do if I get overwhelmed. But I also have goals. You set goals of where you would like to be. Sometimes, life sucks, as we said, and you'll set a goal to be achieve a certain promotion, and things may happen that you just get in the way that you don't achieve that goal. That doesn't mean that you're not going to ever achieve that goal. Sometimes you just have to push them out a bit. Sometimes timing is affected, but it doesn't mean that that goal cannot be reached. So we just need to keep moving forward. Okay, I wanted to touch on just this last thing about being grateful. Oftentimes, people are, when they're negative, it's hard sometimes to get out of a negative frame of mind. And so I thought of being grateful. I thought, how often do you stop to list the things in your life that you're most grateful for? So the next time that you want to...
You mean like me?
Yes, dear. So the next time that you feel negative about something, turn it into a positive and think of the things that you are most grateful for. So when things are not going so well with your business, maybe think about the things that you have achieved or that that you have been blessed with by just having your business. Changing your mindset in the way and your focus, the way that you look at things can be amazing. It says, consider all the good things that can happen if you start reminding yourself, even just once a day, of all you have to be grateful about. Focusing on the things that make you happy will give you a more optimistic outlook. It's a self-reinforcing cycle. So, I'd rather be, I'm not saying that I don't get negative, because I do at times, but when we are feeling negative, if we turn it into a positive and then immediately start thinking about the things that we are grateful for. Most people are drawn to those who are positive, happy and optimistic than they are to constant complainers. Your happy attitude may even be contagious. And so, enthusiasm and being happy, you're going to have people that, like customers and hosts, that are going to want to be around you more if you're happy and optimistic and positive than if you're negative. Practicing gratitude will tend to give you a sense of perspective, and you'll have a much better sense of what really matters. So, it's just a little thing. And my husband always says to me when I'm cranky, happiness is a choice. I keep telling him that's true, but I don't like him telling me when I'm cranky. So, now what's this one? Best quote is this, please mention.
Now what we'll do is we'll put, remember, Nick, when you're finished, we'll put them on and they can tell us.
Yeah, they can do that. So, I just thought that I'd just kind of touch on that a little bit, because, we've talked about objections, we've talked about negativity, and I just thought, one of the perfect answers to being negative, or how to get out of your negative state of mind, is to be grateful, to think of the things that you are grateful for, because when you do that, that will make you happy. And who doesn't want to be happy? And also it will help our businesses as well.
Now, if I'm going to, Neil and Mim, you've got a really good quote there. Let me just find you up here and unmute you so you can tell us. Are they still with us? Oh, here we go. Okay. Unmute. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi.
Now, you've
I ran away.
say again?
I was running away. I didn't want to go.
So what was that quote you've got there? Tell us what it said.
Okay, Tonya is going to love this one. Life is like a camera. Focus on what is important. capture the good times, develop from the negatives, and if it doesn't work out, take another shot.
Awesome.
That's fantastic. That's
Love
really,
it.
really
I
cool.
know she's going to be happy with that one.
Yeah. It's lovely to talk to you, Mim.
Yeah, it is, Mim and Neil.
So I'm going to...
Great.
Hey?
Great. We're loving the call here, so keep it up.
Okay, I'm going to put you on mute again.
Okay, thanks.
Well done, guys.
Thanks. Okay,
Thanks, Neil.
now what's this one here, Nicole? She's got something.
Okay, what's Nicole? Jessica Shaw. Let me eat cake if I want to eat cake. Thank you, Jessica.
Okay, I used to be really scared of them.
Let's get Nicole.
Yeah, okay,
Where's
Nicole, right there.
Nicole, we're going to unmute you so you can tell us what you put on there. Hello, Nicole. Are you there?
Hello? Are you there, Nicole?
Yep, can you hear me?
Yeah.
we can.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Okay,
can.
so what did you say? You've got
Sorry, hold on. I'm just going to get away from my crying baby. Sorry, 2 seconds.
Crying babies are okay.
Sorry,
We love babies.
multitasking. I was just saying I used to be nervous about, asking because the rejection of the no, but along the way I figured out that it's okay for them to say no and, just to ask, and if they say no, then just ask the next person.
That's exactly right. And the more you ask, the more no's you get, the closer you are to a yes.
but you know what I say, Nicole?
Exactly.
When people say no to me, like I'll ask somebody, and when I do my parties, I'll always say to them, would you consider hosting a party? And if they say no to me, I'll say, well, that's okay, honey. Look, there's no obligation there, but look, if you need any sense at any time, or if you decide you'd like to have a party down the track, just let me know. And you finish it like they don't feel bad for saying no. Do you know what I mean? So.
Exactly, and it opens it up for the future as well. So
Absolutely.
And they don't feel pressured. They don't feel, you haven't made them feel terrible. So that's
Okay,
cool.
so we're going to put you back on mute, Nicole.
Okay.
no worries, thank you.
Does that mean when you ask me to do the dishes and I say no, you're going to say that's okay, huh?
No. Well, you don't do them anyhow because you've got a dishwasher. Now, the last thing I've got here is look for something positive in every day, even if some days you have to look a little harder. Some days are not great days. I've had some really sucky days too, but you just move on. Tomorrow's a new day, We're lucky that we're blessed with a new day every day, which is amazing. Some people are not that lucky. So, anyhow, that's the end of my training. So I hope you got a lot out of it today. I mean, I struggled with trying to think of what to put a name on it, but I just thought that it was just a few things that we needed to deal with and or just discuss. And
it's good to see everybody being so positive about it.
Yeah, and I'm really grateful for your comments. And I mean, we don't know everything. This is just by our own experiences and life experience, I suppose. Because I'm an old duck.
Sorry, so what?
No, nothing. So anyhow,
we're going to do another giveaway. This one is the product knowledge one. I'm not going to tell you what it is straight away because I'm afraid too many of you are going to get it right too quickly. So let me turn off the screen for a minute and minimize the screen and go back to the webcam.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So here we are back. Let's get that screen.
Oh, thanks, Victoria.
Okay, so I have in my hand.
Two great minds think alike, Victoria.
Yeah, fools really differ. So don't jump in too soon because you might get it wrong. Now, as you're aware, the groom products and the skin products, there are 5 of each, and they have numbers on them. What we want. Before you jump in and do anything, because I haven't told you what to give me yet. What are we giving away this time, Glennis?
Okay, what we're going to give away for this one is one of the hand creams. So
you'll get to tell us which hand
you'll
cream
tell
you
us
want,
which one that you want.
Okay, what we want you to do before anybody gets too excited is to give us all 5 of the numbers of the skin products.
The first person to do that, all 5 numbers.
Let's see. Some frantic typing.
What is it?
Poop. I haven't started. Good on you, Chloe. No. So we're talking about the skin, not groom. Look out. Here we go. And
Lisa Anderson.
Lisa.
Lisa.
Where's Lisa? Let's unmute Lisa and talk to Lisa. Where is she?
There she is.
There she is. Unmute.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
You've just won some hand cream, honey.
Yay.
Hey, which one do you want?
What's your favourite hand cream?
I have no idea.
Well, you can think about it, and you'll have to send us a message on Facebook or something and tell us which one you want.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll just send you one for a surprise.
Yeah, so we'll just do it. So, no, that's great. Congratulations. That's wonderful.
Thanks,
I'm
Lisa.
glad you won something.
Yay.
Okay. All right.
That's
Now it's question time.
So now just hit us with the questions if you've got any.
You got any questions about what we talked about tonight or anything else that we,
Oh, wow. Okay, no questions? Well, that's easy. So check around.
Give them a chance. It's only a few minutes. So if you have any questions, please give us, at least give us a couple of questions so that we feel like we can answer them.
They don't have any.
Yeah.
And if there's anything specific that you want us to talk about in our next webinar or any of the webinars coming up, just let us know.
Actually, that's a good idea. So,
what topics do you want us to cover?
First of all, was tonight helpful?
Yes, it was. That's good.
Thanks.
Do we know the times of around the world?
No, the times haven't been. They haven't listed the times yet at all. Yeah, no, they haven't. We haven't been. All we've got is the dates at the moment, but I'm sure by the 10th that they'll have more details. So
I guess they'll have to if they're going to have registration by then.
Yeah.
So. Thank you, Chloe. That's a good question.
Yeah, that's great.
So yes.
Hi, Chelsea. How you doing, honey? Haven't seen you for ages. Okay. I'm glad because whenever we do these training things, that's why, if there's anything in particular that you want us to cover, then please let us know so that we can do that. What's this? A shout out for the next call would be great, I think.
A shout out for the next.
So who's going to do the shout out?
Sorry, what do you mean?
I don't know.
I'm going to have to talk to Neil. I mean, what they mean there. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey.
Hey, I was just thinking, how we do our Tuesday calls?
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking maybe do a personalised shout out for our teams on your webinar.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Like we could email them or text them to you, and then you can just, do a shout out.
That's a good idea.
That's a fantastic idea. We can include that in our calls. So that's a great idea. If you can just anything that you've got lovely to say about somebody. So that's really cool.
Right, we'll do.
Yeah, maybe email you or text or like message on Facebook.
Well, for us, it's always the first Wednesday of the month. So sometimes that's a little tight, obviously, because if the first Wednesday of the month is like the first or the second, that gets really tight. But if you give it before that first Wednesday, we can include it.
Yeah. So what I want you to do now, we'll just unmute you, but what I want you to do, Victoria said something, please share. Okay, that's a good topic. When you talk about hosting at parties and why, can you please share? Okay, when I do.
You want to do it now? Or you want to do it?
Do you want me to do it now, Victoria, just to briefly do it, or do you want me to do it as a segment in training? What do you want us to do?
Well, I think
just briefly now. Well, when I do my parties, I always do a little bit of blurb about, if anybody would like to host a party kind of thing when I'm doing at the end of my presentation. But then what I do is I go to the side. I don't ever do it in front of other people. I take people aside and then do their orders, help them with their orders. And that's at that time, so they don't feel under pressure in front of other people. I'll say to them, would you consider hosting a party? And then if they say, some say yes right away, some say, they'll think about it, or some will say no. And then if I've been watching, like I'll monitor the people at the party to see, those that want to buy a lot and that, and then sometimes I'll even, not to everybody, but I'll say to them, have you considered becoming a consultant. I see that, you've ordered quite a lot or whatever, So, but I always do it in a private way rather than in front of everybody else, because then they feel put on the spot, then they feel a bit more uncomfortable. And so
the other thing too is if they want to buy a lot of stuff and they can't really afford it, it's a great opportunity to talk to them about host rewards and stuff, and having them have a party so they can have the stuff that they want but can't ordinarily afford.
Well, sometimes too, when I've actually asked somebody, I've asked somebody and they've had their friends there, and I'll say, look, Mary, would you consider hosting a party? And then one of her friends will say, oh, you'll be fantastic, I'll come, or whatever. And so sometimes their friends help them as well. So, I think you just be yourself and talk to them one-on-one. I think one-on-one is always good. Once they've decided to have a party, or if they're thinking about it, their friends can get involved and, say, oh, yeah, we'll come or whatever. So, I hope that helped, because that's what I do. I don't always book at every party either. Sometimes I'll get two or three bookings, and then I won't get, and I've had parties where I've had none. So it depends on the people and at the party at the time.
So, Neil, I didn't want us to role play. That'd be exciting.
Oh, well, right now.
No, well, not right now. We've run out of time now. But
give us a laugh and a visual. That's funny.
Let's see what else.
Do you like, okay, Jessica, do you like party bag incentives? What do you mean by that, party bag, Jess? Party bag, reading his prices, Mark. Perfect, thanks. Okay. He doesn't like. Hey, Jess, what did you mean by that? You asked about the party bag. Oh, gift bags that are for hosts. Oh, I always have a special gift bag for the host, because, like, for example, I haven't had a party under $310 in months and months and months, but I did a party last Saturday, and the girl she had barely just over $200. And so I always give the host a gift bag, and I put like a couple of bars in it. Sometimes I'll put a washer, like the old washer whiffs, a room spray. I'll put 3 or 4 things in there, because the reason I do that is because if for some reason they don't earn the host rewards, at least they've already got a gift. That's something that I always do.
Of course, you have to be careful if you don't have.
If you don't have the means to do that, then obviously you're going to have to. But when I first started doing Sensi, I didn't have anything. So what I used to do? I used to go out and buy the biggest box of chocolates I could, or a big bar of chocolate, and I would give out chocolates, because that's exactly what I could, because I could afford that at the time. So, you've got to look at your own financial situation and what you can afford and what you can't. What's this? I give a gift on delivery always. Yeah. So, well, I usually
That's a great example. Wash with samples. It's not going to cost a huge amount of money, because you can get a whole heap of them out of one lot.
Yeah. I do the Hawaiian game. Yeah, the Hawaiian game's a crack up. Two people book a party, the host gets an extra gift bag on top of her host present. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. I played the Hawaiian game with a bunch of old ladies, and I'm talking about older than me, so that's old. And they were just a crack up. They couldn't believe that they could draw with their eyes closed. It was just a hoot. So I played that quite a lot. And when I did a Halloween party recently, and I did it there's a Halloween version, and that was quite funny too.
Yep,
Essentially good chocolates. Rebecca, that's a fantastic idea. You've got to look at your own financial situation. I've been doing it since day one, so and I've stocked up on things so I can afford to give out extra things. But seriously, when I started, all I did was give out chocolates, and people love chocolates. I mean, there's not many people that don't like hot chocolates. So, that's a great way just to get started. And then when you can build up on your stock, and, then that's a great thing. So... Right. So Jessica went to the host. Give my girls products. Oh yeah, what about the next one? Mim. Oh, that's a good idea, Mim. I never thought about doing that. The host gives. Mim's just come up with, she said that she gives her girls products for first few parties to use for host gifts, just to get them started. That's a great idea. What a great leader. So that's great.
I want to listen to Tonya. I haven't heard Tonya's voice in so long. Hello, Tonya.
Tonya.
Are you there?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
No.
No? Oh, that's a shame. Okay. I tried.
Okay, what's this? I did my girls put out. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
no,
we
to the
read
host. We're back to the host.
Okay, that looks like it.
Heard it last night. What about Jess? I just wanted to see what Jess said.
That's what Jess said there.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, well,
So,
everybody,
how's that?
it's 7 o'clock. So unless you've got another question. Actually, I was just going to ask you one more question before we finish. Can you quickly think of just a few topics that we can do training on? Oh, Tanya's there. Do you want to talk?
Yeah, I'll put Tanya. Let's
Just
see.
a sec, Tanya. Hi, Tanya.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, sorry about that.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, I'm here.
Excellent. You said something.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You were talking about the Hawaiian game.
The host gets an extra gift.
Tell us all about that.
Yeah, so I actually got the idea from Victoria, but she uses beads, but I use the Hawaiian leis from the $2 shop, and I just put 2 of those onto my host, and then if somebody books a party, they get a lei. So if she's not wearing both leis by the end of the party, so she's got 2 party bookings, she gets an extra gift bag that has just kind of whatever I have around in it. And I like that because I'm rewarding the person who has come through for me already, rather than somebody just booking a party to get the gift and then canceling the party, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now just go down here. Yeah, we'll just mute you now, Tanya. Okay.
Thanks, Tanya.
Thanks, honey.
No worries.
Okay, now I've just asked for some. So, okay, we've got fundraising, recruiting, how to get parties in a flooded area, and people are more inclined to book if the host gets something. Yeah, that's right, Jess. So there's some good ones: fundraising, recruiting, how to get parties in a flooded area.
So we'll look at some of these things for future webinars, and I really appreciate it. If you think of something else after we've finished, then just PM us or put something.
Yeah, send us a message so that we can start doing, because then we can start maybe slotting in topics for the next 12 months that you want to know about, and that's because that's important.
All right. Well, I guess we better finish up.
Social media advertising ideas. Yeah, that's a great idea. As in lots of consultants. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We always love catching up with you. Please let your teams know about our webinars, because it'd be nice to have more people come on board so that they can get some training in as well. And plus, we'd love to
give away stuff.
Yeah, we love giving away things. So anyhow, I'll try next time in December to get the link up a lot earlier. This last month was just horrific for me. So,
all right.
Good night, everybody.
See you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.